How is everybody?
Really good.
Yeah. My energy personally, I feel like is finally coming back. Like I'm having little sinusy stuff, but I just want to say I feel like it's been an intense few weeks. I feel like there's been some stuff in the air. I feel like a lot of people have been going through a lot. And so if you have at all felt low energy or like you're going a little crazy, I don't think it's just you. I think there's been something collectively kind of moving and shifting. So anyways, just gonna leave that there. And with that said, we're today continuing our jaw release work because it's such a good way to let go of shit that we don't need to hold on to. And also, like, I think it's nice, and this is part of how I'm thinking of continuing our journey together, of like each month having sort of a theme, and something to work on, right? A little more progressively. Because especially with the jaw, it made me realize, like, I've been practicing this myself over the past few weeks as well. And it's like, even if you work on it one day, the tension doesn't just go away. It's not just done. We have a lifetime of jaw tension built up. And that goes for everything else in our lives, like everything else that we're struggling to let go of, or everything else we're working towards. Like, that's a lifetime journey of working towards that, or a lifetime journey of trying to let some of that go. So today we're focusing on shoulder strengthening and jaw release because last time we focused on getting our ass turned on and releasing the jaw. Now we're focusing on stabilizing shoulders with our jaw being able to be relaxed. Okay, so everybody remember the points. The points first is like here on the sides of the cheeks, dragging down. So let's go ahead and warm that up a little bit. Just loosening up these tissues here. And make some circles in that area so you feel how tension is distributed in that whole area. And then you'll have a better idea of what you want to do when we do this part in the pose. So if I say like the outside of the jaw, we're talking about this. Okay, and we'll add in another area because the jaw muscle actually comes here above the cheekbones. I think you can see that. And so actually feel for like massaging into your temples, either with your knuckles or with fingers. So this is another area that might have some tension. Okay, and then the third spot is here in the cheek. So tracing around the nose, getting to that little divot between the jaw muscle and cheekbones. And ooh, and kind of feel which of these feels like the most productive. There's normally, one in particular that's like, wow, I would love to give that a little more focus today. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and let's actually start on all fours today. How does that sound? We'll do things a bit differently today, but do have your block knees up. So let's start on all fours. If you need to pad your knees, please do so. And I want to improve the audio. Oh, but without throwing my laptop off the. Okay. So yeah, my audio should be a little better if this is closer, I'm hoping. Okay, so on all fours, let's start with just cat cow. Good old cat cow, bending and opening up your back, and then curling your back up towards the ceiling. Feel for loosening up your neck muscles, your jaw muscles. Feel for loosening up your whole spine and deepening your breath. Come back to a neutral spine for bird dog. Inhale, expand your breath into your ribs. Exhale, pick up left hand and right foot. Left thumb points up towards the ceiling. Press into the floor with right hand. Don't just sink in the shoulder. Inhale, lower down, controlled, right knee down, left hand down. Hold your breath, press the floor away with your hands to round your upper back towards the ceiling. And exhale, keep that press, press through left hand, lift right hand, left foot. Inhale, lower down right hand, left knee. Press the ground away, activate the shoulder girdle. Exhale, reach up left hand, thumb points up, right foot up. Core muscles engaged. Inhale, bend the right knee, left hand down. Exhale, pick up the right hand, left foot. Continue to press into the floor with left hand. Lower down, do 3 more on each side. Go for it. And whichever hand stays on the floor, feel for really engaging with that hand. So instead of focusing so much on the hands that lift up, focus on the hand that stays and that stabilizes you. Because it's actually going to be the connection between your core and your shoulders that will help you strengthen the shoulders themselves. Okay, once you've finished up, separate your knees a little bit. Walk your hands forward about 1 hand's width, and then bring your forearms and elbows onto the floor. Start to then have your palms together. Sit your hips back for dolphin prelude. You can pick your hands up off the floor, moving them towards your shoulder blades. Feel where along the angle between floor and shoulder blades feels the best for your angle of your shoulders right now. Bring your torso forwards, hands back onto the floor. This time, roll onto your right side. Okay, and bring the right forearm down to the floor. Have both legs straight out. First, we start with some oblique pendulums. So for this, have your whole body in sort of a line with the exception of your right forearm. Okay, so even the right elbow is right underneath the shoulder. You can always use your left hand to support. Inhale, expand your ribs. And then exhale, press the hips up. Doesn't have to be super high, but you're activating the core. Inhale, lower down, controlled. Exhale, press through the forearm to lift your hips up. Go for 5 more. Eventually, if you're feeling frisky, you can also lift the upper arm or have it alongside hip. Once you've done 5, flip over, other side. Left elbow underneath the shoulder, body in one long line, including your neck. And then go for 7. Have your jaw still relaxing. Okay, good job. Okay, flip over to the other side now. Come back into that same side plank position. This time, we'll actually come into full side plank. So have the hand underneath the shoulder and bring yourself up into a side plank. If you have to have 1 foot on the floor to support you, that is a-okay. But ideally, have both legs straight and your right arm is supporting you under the hand. If this is too much for wrist, you do the same, but on the forearm, but holding yourself up. Notice a tendency for your body either to shift weight, sort of collapsing in the shoulder, or almost like the head direction. Feel for pressing the ground away with your fingertips, with as much of your hand as you can. So it's not all weight in your wrist. Have a relaxed sense in your jaw hinges. Slowly controlled lower down. Let's go to the other side. So on the moment that you come up, feel for having a relaxed jaw, and then keep your jaw relaxed once you're up. Send deep breaths through your core and feel how the left side of your body is super engaged. From your hand pushing down, shoulder, and your obliques. Even the outer edge of your left leg is engaged. Good. Slowly control, come down. Come back into a knees position, but bring down the elbows to basically have child's pose or dolphin prelude with jaw release. So you can either bring your fingers into your shoulder, sorry, into your cheekbones. You can have them focus here on the side, or you can focus on temples. If you have them in cheekbones, you can always send your hips back. Feel for stretching out your low back, stretching your toes here by having your hips above the heels and your toes tucked under. So you're getting some little opening in shoulders, opening in your back, and opening in jaw. Okay, bring hands down onto the floor. We'll have some sun salutations with different inversions in between. From here, first step into downward facing dog. Press the ground away with your hands, like you're hiking your shoulders towards your ears. Inhale, step the left foot between the hands, and exhale, lower the right knee down. Inhale, reach your arms skyward. And when you exhale, feel for rotating your arms. Doesn't really matter how you rotate them first, okay? Because when you inhale, then you rotate in the opposite direction. But here, your palms, your wrists, your your elbows, everything in your arm is swiveling. So you inhale and it swivels one way, exhale and it swivels another. Practice having that swivel motion going on, jaw is still open. Bring hands down. Inhale, step into plank. Exhale, press the ground away in plank. Tuck your tailbone, lengthen your back. And lift hips up, downward facing dog. Lunge, inhale, step right foot forwards and lower left knee down. Inhale, bring your arms out into a T position this time. And then once again, practice the same swivel motion. So exhale, swivel your arms forwards. Inhale, open up your chest, swivel arms back. And keep going like that. Notice how your jaw maybe wants to kick in at some point while your shoulders are getting more opening. Good. Hands down to the mat. Inhale, step right into downward facing dog. For downward facing dog, one leg up. From here, lift the left foot towards the ceiling. Press the ground away with your arms. Reach up through the left heel. Change sides. Other foot up. Continue to lift your rib cage away from your shoulders. Controlled lower right foot down. Step the left foot in between the hands for a variation of warrior one. Inhale, come up into warrior one. Your hips are facing forwards. From here, reach both arms out forwards. Twisting warrior one. So inhale, reach your fingertips forwards. Exhale, open your left arm to the left and then to the back, following your left hand with your eyes. Inhale, bring left hand forwards, same direction as right hand. Go for 5 more of these. Have your legs engaged, reaching your leg bones into the floor. Once you finish, bring hands down to the mat. Inhale, step into plank. Exhale, lower knees down, and then grab your block. Place your block in between your ankle bones. For a variation of boat. So the block, you're pressing between the ankle bones, bring your chest down, and then bring your arms out into a Y position. Your thumbs are facing up towards ceiling. For this particular variation of boat, your feet stay on the floor, okay? So squeeze your feet into the block, press the tops of your feet into the floor, tuck your tailbone down, and then inhale, lift your arms off the floor. Try and keep your chest pretty neutral through this movement. Exhale, lower hands down. Inhale, and then exhale, lift thumb side of hands up towards the ceiling. Inhale, controlled, lower down. Go for 5 more. Have your jaw relaxing. Still squeeze into the block with your inner thighs. Once you finish those, bring your elbows onto the floor. Bring your thumbs into your cheeks for jaw release. So find if you want that to be your position. Otherwise, you can go for the sides of the cheeks or the temples. But feel for finding one of those 3 areas that you can really get into for a bit, while you still squeeze the block with what I would call about 20 to 30% energy in your legs. So your legs are a little bit on, and your jaw is still able to relax. Feel for letting go of a lifetime of bullshit you don't need to hold on to anymore, because the cycle has already changed. Patterns, thought ways of doing things, ways of showing up. Let yourself change. Go ahead and keep the block where it is in between your ankles. And from there, tuck your toes under. So for down dog with a block, hands underneath shoulders, lift hips up, press into downward facing dog. Feel for squeezing the block in between your ankle bones. Imagine squeezing your knee bones towards one another. Squeezing your thigh bones towards one another while you still press the floor away with your hands. Then reach your heels a little more towards the floor. Okay, you can let go of the block where it is. Just let go with your feet. Step right foot forwards between the hands. Come into a warrior one. Reach your arms forwards. We're warrior one with a twisting variation. Inhale, press the floor away with your legs. Exhale, follow the right hand with your eyes as you open it to the right, and then back. Inhale, bring right hand forward, following it as you go. Go for 6 more. Keep your legs active. Your chest is in this opening position. So that you're grounded in the ways that you're opening. Okay, once you've finished up, bring your hands onto the floor, step right into downward facing dog. So I know you're done. Because I lost count. Lower knees down. Grab your block. And now block is going to go in between your wrist bones. Palms face up. For dolphin, palms up. With the option to lift one leg. So squeeze the block in between wrist bones, elbows underneath shoulders, relax your head, tuck your toes, lift your hips. Here in this pose, shift your upper arm muscles towards the floor. And exhale, press your wrist bones down into the floor. Feel for active hands, spread through your fingers and reach your finger bones towards the floor. Option to lift one leg. If you have one leg lifted, change sides. Otherwise, hold on to determination of staying here in this pose, of navigating it with a deep breath and determination, but with a relaxed jaw. With control, come down out of the pose, lowering knees down. Remove your block. Press into downward facing dog. At this point, you might notice that down dog feels even different, might feel easier, might feel lighter, because your shoulders are getting so much support. Archer warrior 2. Inhale, step the left foot forward between the hands, come up into a warrior 2 position. For archer warrior, left hand comes to the upper back, right hand slides up from the low back, reaching hands towards one another. If they don't grab, don't worry. You have the option to stay here, or if you want a little more spice and sriracha in your hips, you lean your torso forwards. So not towards the left thigh, but in between the legs. And if you, actually, for everybody in the pose, bend your left knee a little bit more. Yes. Now exhale, shift your shin bones into the floor. Inhale, breathe and open up left armpit. Exhale, relax in your jaw muscles. Let go of your arms. If you've been in forward bend, slowly bring your torso up. And then everybody grab onto your skull bones with both hands. So it's like your thumbs are here down by the jaw. You can even use that to massage, but then your fingers back behind the skull. Feel for having your legs turn on and yank your head out of your shoulders. So like lift your head up towards the ceiling, get traction and space in your neck. with the option to somehow massage your jaw if you can be so ingenuity. Yes, be so in your ingenuity. I don't even know if there's an adjective for that. Ingenuous. That doesn't sound right.
Genius.
Genius. Yes.
Genius.
This would be a mark of genius. Hey, stretch your arms out. And instead of coming to down dog, feel for straightening the left leg. Toes become parallel and then forward bend with jaw release. So here, going for either sides of the jaw or temples. Bend knees slightly, bring your torso back up. Come into warrior two on the other side for archer warrior two. Right toes face towards the right, bend the right knee. This time, right arm up, right arm to upper back. Left arm connects via low back. Option to forward bend. So if you want to forward bend, torso goes towards the floor. Your strong legs hold you through this process. For everybody, feel for bending the right knee just a little bit more, and then pressing your feet into the floor. Spread your toes out and then land them back onto the mat. So it's like your little toes are gripping into the floor. Okay, bend the right knee just a little bit deeper. Yeah. Good. Now feel into your right ass cheek and feel if you can like shift your right ass cheek towards the floor a little bit. Yeah. Nice. Okay, then inhale and lengthen your ribs away from hips, everybody. Exhale, reach the right elbow away from the right shoulder. If you're in forward bend, controlled come up. Everybody release the arms for warrior two with neck traction. And if you're a genius, with some sort of jaw release. So figure out how you can get some jaw release. I'm going for the temples. I feel like I have a tiara on. And then lift your skull bones up away from your shoulders. Send deep breaths through your core while your legs are still turned on. To come out of the pose, relax the arms, straighten the right leg, bring your feet parallel once again for another jaw release. This time you can get into your jaw however you want. But feel for letting these tissues loosen up while your hamstrings also get to soften. Bring your hands down to the floor. Heel toe your feet closer so that you can come down into a squat. Once you're in a squat position, you can have your hands in any sort of position, but feel for getting opening in your hips. Have openness in your jaw and this level of openness going on in your hips right now. Oof. Send one deep breath down towards your hips. Okay. From here, bring hands onto the floor. Step your knees back. Come back into dolphin prelude. So knees are a bit behind the hips. Hands come together, hands off the floor. Shoulders opening as you reach back with hips. Straighten your arms. Now sit your hips back onto your heels for child's pose. Walk your hands over to the right. Child's pose with side bend. Hands are off to the right, so you feel a stretch through the left side of body, left shoulder. Relax your forehead down and breathe deeply into the opening in your shoulder. Connect it to an opening in your jaw. Walk your hands over to the left until you feel a stretch through the right shoulder. Relax your forehead down. Send deep breaths through your shoulders. Walk your hands back to center. Come onto your elbows for a final jaw release. You can either go for temples, sides of cheek, or hinges of the jaw. Choose one. Oh. As we do this jaw release work, you might notice some days it's like something actually there's actually like a new something to explore. So as old things start to fall away, there's always going to be more. But enjoy the process. Okay, and then let's come on into Shavasana. Once you're in Shavasana, feel the effects of what you just did for your jaw. Allow the feeling in your jaw of how it started to open to continue with each breath. Notice if the fronts of your shoulders feel like they're hiking up away from the floor. Feel for rolling the tops of your shoulder blades down and away from your ears, even here in Shavasana. Now that the upper chest is a little more open, soothe a deep breath through your collarbone area, through upper chest. connecting up to your jaw. In this pose, feel for what your body needs from you now in order to be able to actually let go a little more. Maybe you stop pushing so hard to relax or to get something out of the pose. Maybe you let go of some of your rigidity. Maybe you practice right now letting yourself be held. Notice how your jaw responds to the pursuit of one next layer of release. Can your jaw become willing to go on this ride with you? With deep breaths, bring awareness to hands and feet. And start to move your toes and your fingers, your ankles and your wrists. Bend your knees, bring your feet onto the floor. Roll onto one side and sit up with a relaxed neck and a relaxed jaw. Okay. Have an awesome day, everybody. Continue to let stuff go. If you feel at all stressed, ask yourself in that moment, what do I not have to stress about right now? Because normally there's some things we're stressing about that we don't need to stress about. At least some part of it. So practice that today. Okay.
Thank you, buddy.
Love you guys.